So which of these jazz musicians claimed they used to be gay? The answer is George Melly.
Thank you very much. You're watching The Right Stuff. We're live on Fibre. Stop talking, Scott. It's rude. With Dave Gorman, Gail Porter and Scott Capurro. You can catch him live at London's Chuckle Club tomorrow night. Still to come is at the end of the road for the foreign exchange trip. One day Scott will be sent home. Exactly. Did you have a good time on yours, or was it a nightmare? Would you send your kids on one? 0207 173 5555. C'est le numéro. First, let's have some homeopathic emails, please.
Yes, the first one I have is from Jamie, and he writes, the majority of the people who buy these tablets just get a sugar pill. If homeopathy, I can't say it,
homeopathy
works, then it works in exactly the same way as a placebo. And another one from Louise. It wouldn't matter if this group of people took 2 or 2 million homeopathic pills. Provided it's the same remedy at the same dose and they take it at the same time, then it's just one dose. I'm afraid that actions show they don't understand how this works.
OK. I think that person's missing the point they're trying to make, which is that they can take all of... It's called 1023 because that's the 10 to the power of 23 is the dilution rate, which Dave says means there isn't actually any active ingredient in the product at all. But they can squabble about that on Saturday morning outside Boots, I think. Right now, I want to know whether you would consider, this is really for the ladies, but I suppose we could do it vice versa, would you consider marrying a man who used to be openly gay? A helicopter pilot, Patrick Muirhead, hopes one of you will. Why? I don't think that's funny. Why? Because he wants to have kids and feel part of a family. Despite being out and proud for more than 20 years, he had a change of heart after watching a dad fool around with his baby son in a barber shop. That was enough to convince him to go straight. Just like that. Convinced? Well, he reckons he will still be attracted to men. He's just simply going to repress those feelings in the same way married men repress their desire to jump on other women. Maybe he enjoys suppressing his feelings. As he told The Times, he spent 10 years in a sexless gay relationship. And I'm quoting here, I want a wife to love and a child to protect, he sighed. Aww. So, would anyone watching today be prepared to take a chance on Patrick? Maybe he was never gay in the first place. Maybe he was bisexual or something else, I don't know. Freud said we're all bisexual to a degree, and then our sexuality has different phases. Rock star Tom Robinson, you know, famously scored a massive hit in the 70s, 78, with his anthem Sing If You're Glad to Be Gay, and he's been married to a woman called Sue for the last few years. Tom, though, for his part, insists he's bisexual. He even had an album out in '96 called Having It Both Ways. I do know lots of girls that have been out with guys who subsequently came out as gay. So is it possible you could do it the other way around, Gail?
So I'm thinking, right, he's a helicopter pilot, he doesn't want to have sex with me, and he's going to keep my house really tidy. I'm up for it, man. I am so up for it. I'm sure he's a lovely bloke. Doesn't look like my kind of bloke. I don't think it matters what you've done in the past where you're sexual. It's up to what... I don't personally want to be with a man that's just going with a woman because he wants to have a nice family and he wants to go to a barber shop with a kid. That's weird. I think you have to be in a relationship for love and everything. And if he's been in a sexless relationship for 10 years, I don't understand that at all.
Well, it's because he's been beaten across the face with a golf shoe. Look at him. The thing is... Who would even dry hump that? You have to have some self-respect. The point I'm making...
No, that's naughty.
Sorry, that's very naughty.
That's
naughty. I take it back.
Crosses the line.
It does cross the line. The point is, I'm ashamed. I'm a regular reader of the Times, and I have to say, as a gay man, as a person...
Okay.
How do you know you're not going to change your mind?
Look, my mother married a gay man, and it was a great experience for her and for him. They were still best friends until the day she died in March.
Did she know? She knew he was gay when she married him?
No, she found out after.
OK, but that's the whole point. And this one is, he is asking a woman to enter into a lifelong commitment with a man who doesn't know, to use the vernacular, whether he's Arthur or Martha, effectively.
He's just another closet case. It's the same old story. It's like the 1950s. This is not a new story.
No, but he's been... I suppose what's different is there have been cases before, that there's no doubt. He's just being very open about the fact that he has had a change of mind. I'm interested in your thoughts as a gay man as to whether or not you believe he was gay or whether he was bisexual.
A change of mind. Look, let's you and I go out and you be gay for a day, if it's that easy, if it's that translate, or we can all black up. How's that? It's not like, oh, I like that color now, or I want to live there.
That's what
No, but his sexuality isn't that translate. I think this person has had some unsuccessful relationships, or some sort of something has happened to him, or it's just he wants some media coverage. What I'm annoyed by is the Times covering this like it's some sort of important news story, which it isn't. Like I say, I'm ashamed and humiliated by the Times.
Hang on, Scott. You've got to remember there are people out there that claim, religious groups that claim they can change people, they can heal their gay desires and turn them into normal straight people.
And then Uganda takes this up and threatens to kill homosexuals because they can make a choice. I think this is dangerous journalism. I think it's unnecessary. And again, it's a tired old story. It's so me, me, me. It's like, well, if you want to do this, if you want to find a woman who will tolerate the fact that you're not going to go near her nether regions, and instead you want to use her to reproduce yourself, this guy with big ears wants to fly a helicopter around.
There's nothing wrong with big ears.
No, big ears are fine.
Thank you.
And if you have money to correct them, you should. Right. The point I'm making is, I don't know that we need this on the cover of T2 when there's so many other things.
No, but that's an argument about journalism, which is a separate debate, and I can understand why you're annoyed about it. Do you believe this man is a gay man, a straight man, a bisexual man, or no idea what he is?
I think he wants to have a kid and wants to ask a woman to suffer through his lack of attention.
So he's a gay man who wants a child?
Well, again, his story is something that is his story, and I guess he can say whatever he wants and do whatever he likes. But I thought it was yellow journalism, the way the Times reported it.
I would say it was not in the main paper, it was in the kind of sort of
feature
T2. It was a feature, and it was more about... it wasn't presented as news.
I really don't want it to be a discussion about the newspaper story. The story is there. It's been presented. Because the bit that I found so interesting was the fact that he had a 10-year relationship with a gay man in which there was no sex.
Well, with that partner, who knows where he was? You know what I mean? He says these things. Well, I mean, I've been in long-term relationships with men where the sex kind of dies out after a while, like heterosexual relationships as well. And then you go out and you find...
So it's of no relevance.
When you're a gay guy, you want to get laid, just take a walk.
Okay.
Go to the pool.
I do think, I think sexuality is more mutable than that, and I have a friend who was a lesbian for many, many years, who would define herself as such, who now has several children and is in a very stable relationship with a man that she's married to, and she just felt like...
someone like that as well.
And,
and I looked into this yesterday, and apparently women's sexuality is much more fluid than men's.
Or so straight men hope.
Yeah.
I just say, his story of the moment at which he decided he'd maybe got it wrong and that he was straight and wanted a child is kind of peculiar and doesn't convince you, because he's basically...
No.
What's happened is he saw a father and a son behaving tenderly together and thought, oh, I'd like to be that guy, and then decided that made him straight, rather than a gay man who wants a child. The thing that made me think, I'm not so sure, was when he said, I saw the tiny pink fingers gripping his father's huge workman-like fist, and I almost wanted to burst into song. And I think, no. No. That's a gay man who wants a child. That's not a straight man's reaction to wanting a child.
I agree with David. At the end of the column, he quotes The Great Gatsby. Oh, my God, the biggest closet case in the world. It's like, look, in modern-day Britain, I think British culture, as modern as it is, should present itself as secular as much as it possibly can. This, to me, seems like a step back in time. If you're a gay man nowadays, then adopt a kid, right? Or do whatever you like. You can have kids now. You don't have to torture some woman you meet at some club who's desperate for attention.
Okay. Let's see if the ladies watching today take your side on this. Let's hear what people have to say.
First we have Tanya, and she's on line 1.